So, I think I figured out a use for this helping hand here. So what this is going to do is lower the level restrictions, so I can send party members, even over-level party members, back to quests that they're otherwise too high level for. I decided, since I really want to keep training Shadow Dancer, who did not get very much stress from that, I'm going to send him on a much safer medium-level veteran mission, a longer one, with some compatriots, because I also want to get some of my lower-level characters trained. So he's going to go with Deltane and Monstro and Zashoud here, whose trinkets I've already equipped. There's going to be lots of camping on that mission. It's nice of you guys to show up. I know you're here because of the helping hand ability. It just took a while for that to load in, I guess. So, before we head out, we do want to check these characters' abilities and everything. Yeah, Shadow Dancer, now that you're level 5, I can actually increase some of your abilities here. In addition, I'm going to finally teach you Finale and rank that all the way up. So we're going to take off the Battle Ballad as much as it pains me. And we're going to take Finale. Unless you think we should remove Dirk Stab. But I don't know. I've gotten some serious use out of Dirk Stab before. So we're going to keep that. Monstro, yeah, you're pretty much set up, and Zashoud as well. I know that Shadow Dancer will need the Slash and Solo and the Cruelest Crown. And Deltane, Monstro, and Zashoud are already all decked out here. You guys have enough camping skills to go with. So, yeah, I've been doing pretty good using my camping skills everywhere, I guess. Let's head into the Warrens. If I find a ghost in the Warrens, will it be a Warren Spectre? I was just reading up on a bunch of stuff about the Deus Ex games right now, so that's where that joke came out of. I want a lot of torches. Oh wait, no. This is the Warrens, not the Weld. The Weld is where the torches go out really fast. I don't have to take any blood, though. I don't have to worry about taking blood, because nobody has the Crimson Curse anymore. So let's just head in. It's a long mission. I'm glad to have Monstro and Antiquarian with me for this mission, because they'll be able to let me take even more loot back. I recently got the bank in town, too, so I'll get interest on all the gold that I'm leaving behind. So good plans all around.
Quickly down there in the dark, but perhaps we can slay them even faster.
So I need to complete 100% of room battles, and right off the bat it's showing me room battles on either side of me. I'm gonna start by going this way. And we want Monstro set up to find as much of this stuff as possible. Already that's like, oh, your inventory is almost full.
Are unsurprising.
Sorry, mate.
These tunnels predate even the earliest settlers.
If I didn't say already, I'm the Comic Foil, and you are watching Comic Play's Darkest Dungeon. We are quite a ways in, even more so than last time. We are, we're setting up now for our second trip into the Darkest Dungeon. That's really what I'm trying to do right now. Can we have a... Oh yeah, Deltane, you don't have Hue equipped, do you?
Decimated.
But you can still one-hit KO suckers. So that's cool. How much bleeding is that going to do? Only 4. This is going to do 1 to 2. I think it might be worth it. Yes! That is exactly enough, Zashoud, to do what we wanted you to do. It's kind of a strange team I got going here. I wouldn't... You know, there was a time where I probably would have called these 4 my 4 least favorite classes in the game. Not that I hate them or anything, but I just never imagined myself with a team like this. Because Lepers are inaccurate, and Jesters... I think it's because I really like Bards that I didn't particularly like jesters at first because they're creepy and more about bleeding and stuff like that. Though, jesters have really grown on me. And so have antiquarians and occultists. Sorry, lepers.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
I still enjoy lepers for just how much gosh darn damage they can do.
Obliterated.
But they're problematic.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Okay, one battle down, and we got a bunch more rooms. We have so many rooms we have to look through. We should be keeping the torch lit as much as possible, too. Let's try and remember that. Do I want to get rid of the medicinal herbs? I'm probably not going to really use them. Oh, and there's a note here. I don't need journal pages. Why am I carrying around journal pages? Darn it. Moonshine barrels. Yeah, that probably wasn't the safest idea of mine just now. If I can get Shadow Dancer up to level 6, then I think I'm going to take a week to let Shadow Dancer rest, and then I will... See, and now I have another Jade. I wouldn't have had to throw out that Jade from before. I would... Yeah, if I get Shadow Dancer up to level 6, I don't know if that's going to happen on a veteran level mission, but we'll at least make some progress towards it. And then as soon as they're level 6 and ready to go, I think I'm going to head back into the dungeon. So how do we want to play this? Yeah, let's do a group dodge, Monstro, because swine tars are a problem. I almost gave Deltane that one item from Brigand Wolf, the one that's good against marked targets, but then I thought, no, I don't have anybody who marks people. I forgot, Zostoud can mark people. Just because I'm not using a full enemy marking team. Now, does that hurt you when you do that? You were already bleeding, right? That wasn't me. It's just, it shows like a slight blood effect when you do that, which confuses me. You're pretty hard to move. Yeah, that would only be a 10% chance of you actually moving. So I won't bother with that. Instead, I'll just do a little bit of bit damage to you that way. Shadow Dancer already has some disease. I forget what it is. It's the ague. Okay, so that's hurting you a little bit in all areas. That's something else I'll want to do before taking them into the darkest dungeon.
Press this advantage. Give them
You might have bled out if I left you alone. I don't remember. Okay, here comes the pig spear. That was not as bad as I expected. Swine tars, I thought I remembered you guys being really dangerous, but so far you're not. In this entire playthrough, I haven't really had problems with swine tars yet. Nice one, Monstro. Monstrous.
Destroy them all.
And Zostoud's gonna be the healer again. It's been weird with me in Darkest Dungeon lately. I feel like I haven't played it as much because of how many other things I'm doing for the channel right now. The stuff with Darkest Dungeon has felt fewer and farther between. Got Valkyria Chronicles going, I got Dust going, and I'm working on my character study. I did what I said I would do. I kept working on that, like I promised. Alright, is there anything else we want to replace for the onyxes? The jades already are worth more, but onyxes are worth more in total. So it's kind of just a roll of the dice on that. Monstro can check this chest out. Okay, that's fine. I don't know if this room has a fight in it or not, so we're going to look, and I will open these packs and whatnot on my way back.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
I'm glad these minor antiques stack so well. Alright, so again, not too worried about any of these. It's nice that, like... So Shadow Dancer's really in his element. Because, one, the Warrens has a lot of things that are easy for him to bleed, but also he's, you know, higher level than you're supposed to be, using that Helping Hand skill. A Jester will be paramount, though, in the next stage of the Darkest Dungeon. Because you need stress healing. There is so much stress going on in this next mission. I hate this mission coming up.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
So the plan will be... We get 3 of those items that can prevent the Revelation move. They're trinkets. Because, yeah, enemies in the second Darkest Dungeon mission have the move Revelation, which just causes a ridiculous amount of stress. If you equip them with this one trinket, though, they don't take damage from that stress.
Their formation is broken.
They just...
Maintain the offensive.
They become immune to that. The problem is you only have 3 of those trinkets. You get them at the end of the first Darkest Dungeon mission. So my strategy, I'll let you in on it already, is to
As the fiend falls,
put those trinkets on 3 characters, then have a Jester, hopefully Shadow Dancer,
compassion is a
that
rarity.
will
Pitch of battle.
be there for stress relief for everything else, for all the stress that does come through, because there'll still be a lot of causes of stress. I think it still affects them a little bit, even if they have the trinket on. What'd you get? Scurvy. Gross. And then also have a Man-at-Arms, so that'll be a glow stick, and have the Man-at-Arms protect the Jester, who will be the only person without that trinket protecting them from Revelation. But as long as he protects them, as long as glow stick protects them, it won't matter.
Precipitates a dizzying fall.
So how about... Not that we need to camp now, but it'll make some room in the inventory.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Alright. Stress. First I want to try and prevent the nighttime ambushes, which I think is going to have to be Zossaud's job. Yep. So this is going to cause a little bit of stress to everybody, but it prevents the nighttime ambush with an unspeakable commune. Zossaud talked to one of the Eldritch patrons. Then we're going to do some encouragement. And how can I make everybody a little bit stronger? I'll do the Bloody Shroud, increase all of Deltane's resistances. I could remove healing. Is it worth it? Not really. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do Dark Strength, increase Deltane's damage now, even though that gives Zossaud a little bit more stress. Then I'm going to use Encourage from Deltane to heal that stress. And then... that lowers stress, that produces a supply item. Yeah, I'll produce a random supply item. Okay, another shovel. Don't know if I'm going to use it, but I have it now.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
And lots of trinkets there. I don't have enough for this portrait. That's okay. Let's get rid of a torch and take the portrait instead. There is a thing I can use the blueprints on. There is a district you can get that lets you stack more gems, though that's not really the problem here right now. So I'm going to take gold instead of gems. Alright, so we're already... I mean, they call this a long mission, but I feel like we're already quite a ways through it. I do want the portraits, though. I want them a lot. So what should I do? Should I get... I think 12 food will be enough for the rest of this. I'm glad I did not get rid of my shovels. I still need them. Oh, but this... I do have a little bit more room than I'm thinking I do. I have a little bit more to go because these are both battles that I need to do. Because they were revealed, I wasn't thinking of them as things I had to do. I was just looking at the unlighted spots, but no, I gotta do those too. The other big service that Darkest Dungeon has done for me in the last week was I did a D&D campaign that I used a lot of Darkest Dungeon music in it because it was a Halloween D&D campaign I did. It was really fun. Once again, I was the DM. So this was separate than the one I might have told you about that was about a heist. That campaign's over too. That it turned out to be 5 sessions in total. That one, the Great Zephyr heist, as I call it, and that went really well. That was the one that was like lightly inspired by the beginning of Final Fantasy IX when Zidane or Zidane or whatever you want to say is there to... Wow. Finale is really good, actually. At least when Shadow Dancer does it. When Zidane and that whole band is there robbing the castle, I kind of based the campaign off of that whole situation, what with the play within the play and everything. And even the twist that was in it a little bit. But more recently, I did one that was kind of lightly based off of Chapter 4 of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, just a lot darker. It was the whole thing with that you're in a town that's cursed, and every time there's a church across the hills, an old church house, that every time the bells ring, somebody in town turns into, in this case, it was a scarecrow. And while Paper Mario, it's pigs, and it kind of plays it more for laughs, in this case, it was kind of all more dark and depressing. Nobody was able to leave the town. So the whole thing was that the party got there and were trapped in the town. So they were all like, I guess we gotta solve this town's problems, otherwise we're stuck here forever too. There were cornfields around the town, and as soon as you came into town, like, everybody's like, oh no, here's more, you poor souls, well, welcome. Looks like you're stuck here like us, and if the party turns around to look at where they came from, accuracy stone.
They can be beaten.
Never seen that one before. If the party turns around to look at where they came from and see that the road they came in on is gone, it's just more cornfield. Well, if you try to run through the cornfield to leave the town, you'll just find that when you come out of the cornfield, you're back in the town, no matter what direction you go in.
Unwitnessed by his own eyes.
So they had to cut through the graveyard, fight some thieves in the town who were being opportunists about the whole situation and looting the place. And that itself even was kind of sad because, like, they had to defeat these thieves, but, like, the thieves themselves were just as sad as everybody else because they knew that they were gonna die here in this town. So the whole conceit of it was that it was at the old church house, and there was a new church house that was right in the center of town. It wasn't, like, over the hills further away from town. So people started coming to this new church house, and the owner of the church, Father Koenig, the pastor who ran it, he had lost a son a while ago. And he was already angry that, like, people weren't coming to his church anymore, but he asked the new church if they would hold a service for his son, which they didn't on the specific day that the father asked because it was, like, their harvest festival. He was planning on doing it later. Later never came for them, though, because while he was already mad about people not coming to the church and in distress over his son passing, more of these thieves broke into his church to loot the place
A singular strike.
and killed the family that was there. So the whole family came back as ghosts, basically, and put this curse on the whole town because they felt that if people had been still coming to their church for services, they wouldn't have been killed by these thieves. There would have been somebody there to help. So, sad stuff, but the whole dungeon involved, them kind of unraveling this mystery. Wow, that's 2 zeros from Zosaud. That's rough.
The bigger the beast.
Good finales, though. It's especially a good way to end a battle. I mean, obviously, that's why it's called finale. But because then you don't really have to deal with the penalties of it anymore after the fact. Well, I can't get rid of my food, so I think I'm gonna have to just... Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice 1 portrait for 6 crests. That's what I'm gonna do, and we're going to camp again.
Circle in the dark. The battle may yet be won.
We're just using everything just outright. Yeah, that's a little bit of stress, but we're also going to do some encouragement. And we'll heal you. Yeah, that's cool. Every rose has its thorns. Lowers stress for everybody and lowers the incoming of stress. Okay, what do I want to do that costs 2 points? I guess I want to... Yeah, this is a good trade-off. That's fine. Oh, whoops. I could have produced a random supply item. I had one charge left.
We find victory.
Oh well. Okay, Dark Altar. Oh, wow, cool. You got a pretty nice boost from that, actually, Deltane. Alright, so room battles. We'll cut up here, do these 2 battles, and then come back down to finish the mission. Problem is now we can't camp anymore for the whole rest of the trip. So yeah, not only was the party, like, learning how these ghosts came to be and why the town was cursed and what they were upset about, there were 6 people in the family. One of them was the son, who was already dead. There was the pastor, the pastor's wife. They also had a daughter who was a little girl. And there was a gardener who lived there, a hunchback gardener. And there was the wife's sister, who was the organist for the church. So there were 5 ghosts here that had to be contended with. The church was called the Church of One Flock because it actually worshipped 4 different gods. It was a combination of 4 different religions. And I'm actually just gonna loop you around a little bit and heal yourself, because I'm gonna let these guys bleed out. It's gonna be pretty great.
Slow death. Unforeseen.
So, there were altars in this church to 4 different gods, which was St. Cuthbert, the god of retribution, Palor, the god of the sun,
Perhaps the turning point.
and Farlogin, the god of safe travels and the roads, which one of the members of the party was a multi-class fighter paladin whose god was Farlogin, so that like added another like dimension of it for them as well. Okay. Oh, these are going to be the last 2 battles up here. Good to know, good to know. And then the last god was Nerul, the god of death. So, part of it... I had planned for 4 of these 5 ghosts to be encounters, but they actually managed to reason with all but one of them, who was the final boss of the area. The Church of One Flock had, like, kind of a crow motif. So the final boss was the ghost of Father Koenig, who was a level 8 cleric on top of being a ghost. The party was level 5. And on top of that, also the Flock Beast, who I actually based off of the Shrieker from this game, Darkest Dungeon. I did a thing where it was a crow made of smaller crows. So it started as this giant crow beast, but at one point the paladin flew up. He was an Azamar, so he could grow wings and fly. Did this thing where he basically smashed this thing through the roof of the church. And when it came out then, it came out as like a couple hundred crows, which, Allie, I was so proud of her, my wife. She's been playing a sorcerer, and she fireballed this swarm of crows and killed a whole bunch of them at once. Because swarms can be kind of difficult to deal with. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, Shadow Dancer, no. That was too much damage to take all at once. Okay, withstand. That... Do we think we could kill you? I think maybe we can. Okay, that's enough that you're gonna bleed, so you can't hurt Shadow Dancer that way. Good. Oh, good save. Good save. The other 4 ghosts, one of them was made to just be talked to, the little girl, but 3 more of them, they managed to just talk it out when that wasn't necessarily how I designed it. But I was pretty happy for them. Anytime, you know, the party can find their own way to do something is a definite victory. Alright. And then I think we're just gonna get to pick up as much loot as we can. I don't know. Yeah, you guys I want to just get out of the way and kill really quick. Don't really want to deal with you. I like this 4 points of bleeding instead of 3. That feels nice. Good crit, Monstro. Alright, so you're gone. I don't have to worry about you anymore. And good crit, Zazhoud. I like it. I like it a lot. Caused some bleeding, but that's okay. Still totally worth it. Oh my gosh, the crits! It is Crit City in here. But anyway, that's me telling you all about my one campaign that I was really proud of. D&D stories probably aren't as exciting as they always seem like they're going to be, but... Okay, do I want this 500 gold? That's the real question here.
As the light gains purchase,
we're almost done, so I think we're gonna... I think we're gonna go the rest of the way in darkness. Deltane has a love interest. Aw, how cute. Okay, and this combination again. This is annoying because you take a while to kill, and you get a lot of advantage when you have a friend to hide behind and jump through. So I'll do some Dirk Stabs, which is going to increase the damage on your finale when I eventually do that. I shouldn't have done that. I knew you would have a high blight resist, and I did it anyway. That wasn't one of my better ideas. 3 to 5, 2 to 4. Okay. Yeah, I gotta watch out for the large corpse eaters, though. They can do a lot of damage really fast. But so can Deltane. Deltane's incredible. Deltane doesn't do push-ups. He moves the earth downward. Deltane once ran around the world so fast he smacked himself in the back of the head. Do a heal. More crits, awesome! Great job, Zazhoud. And that's a crit from Shadow Dancer. I know it was only 5 damage, but it was a crit. You guys all deserve Chuck Norris-style jokes made about you. When Zazhoud takes a bath, the soap gets clean. Shadow Dancer once got bitten by a black mamba, one of the most poisonous snakes in the world. And after 3 days of excruciating pain, finally the snake died. I wish I had more original Chuck Norris jokes. I don't really have any of my own. I'm just kind of spouting them. Also, I don't know if Chuck Norris is as awesome anymore as we all thought he was. I mean, you know, in Walker, Texas Ranger, he is like this awesome character who goes around roundhouse kicking people with guns. But one, Bruce Lee totally snapped his neck in that one movie. Two, Chuck Norris has some political beliefs that I don't really jive with. Not even political beliefs, more like sociological beliefs. That has made me question the Chuck Norris awesomeness, so I would rather attribute those Chuck Norrisian feats to the members of my party, who I know a little bit better and respect a lot more, at least as far as I actually know anything about them. Like Monstro, who has counted to infinity twice. And Deltane, who once beat a brick wall at tennis.
This expedition at least promises success.
Alright, so we have a victory there. So let's just see if we can carry a little bit more loot home. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Good crit, Shadow Dancer. Shadow Dancer lost his virginity before his father did. That's how awesome Shadow Dancer is. I don't like that one as much. I don't like that joke as much. I'll find a better one.
Well struck.
Okay, so that's some damage. That's not really enough damage to do anything.
Executed.
Yeah, the mark kind of feels pointless if it precedes Deltane doing an attack like that. Now that's a lot better, Zosaud.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Zosaud doesn't sleep, he waits. Food? None of you guys really need this food, so I'll leave this food for the pigs. And that's a torch.
Glittering gold.
Oh, and again, now I'm looking for stuff, but I'm not doing it with
blood.
with Monstro like I'm supposed to. Okay, let's head home. We don't want to get too greedy now, do we?
Their squeals fade. Their confidence is shaken.
Alright, so that's a good bit of money. I'm pretty pleased that this beautiful stack of heirlooms here. Yeah, level 6 Shadow Dancer. You love to see it. Also, level 5 Monstro and level 5 Zosaud and level 4 Deltane. That was a level up for everybody involved. We got Beast Slayer, but we got Tetanus. Sorry, Deltane. Shadow Dancer got Natural Eye. Replacing On Guard. Well, you don't have range skills, do you, Shadow Dancer? So that doesn't serve much of a purpose. And Zosaud is now Gothic instead of an Eldritch Hater. That kind of synergizes, though, because it means you get more healing from Word Reconstruction, which is the move that Zosaud himself uses. So any party Zosaud's in, you know somebody's going to have that move, because he has that move.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Alright, very good. Now, Shadow Dancer didn't come home with any stress, which is awesome. But I want to have you... Yeah, I want to treat your diseases here. What is this last? Reduced disease treatment cost by 13%. I'll take it.
Curious methodologies and apparatus can calm even the most tormented soul.
So that saved me a little bit of money. And yeah, Deltane, you're accruing a lot of disease as well. So Blight or... Let's get rid of this because that's more... You'll probably get rid of Spotted Fever too, because that's just the way it works. Alright, I can see I have a lot of money. Some of it I brought home, but more of it was just... Yeah, my interest payment from the bank. I wish it showed you how much you had made in interest. That would be very cool. Alright, I definitely am not going to have enough heirlooms for any more of the districts. And I just used all my busts, but maybe I can upgrade the Survivalist? No, that's 92. And I want to fully upgrade the Survivalist before I start working on the Nomad Wagon. So let's look at the Stagecoach. Nah. As cool of a name as Willoughby is, and as much as I need a Flagellant, I'm gonna hold off on that. So yeah, that'll be all for now on the comic foil, and a lot going on here. At some point, I'm gonna need to face some of these bosses. I guess I don't really need to, but it would be fun. Who do I want to send to... I've been saving Vroni to fight the Beguiling Siren. And since the thing from the stars isn't there anymore, I think that's what I'm gonna do next time. So, we'll take Vroni and some others. Maybe Phoenix? I don't know. We'll decide the exact team next time, but I know for sure that Vroni will be there. Next time we go in to fight the Beguiling Siren on the comic foil. I'll see you there.